I've done a lot of crazy things, I've done a lot of wild things, but pyrotechnics is definitely on top of the list.
The noise. Yeah. Make the noise. Yeah. That's what wakes up the children.
I like to build fire toys. Put as much fire in the air as I can.
To kick off day 2, the Pyro's next challenge involves, yep, you guessed it, more gasoline. Tim, Mike, and Greg placed more than 10 plastic bags, each one filled with 10 gallons of gasoline in one long stretch on top of a trench of explosives. The effect, if it works, will be spectacular. A huge wall of bomb strike from an aircraft.
What we've got is we've got a 200-foot run with a mix of flash charges, lift charges, and gasoline. Hey, turds, shut the up. What we should have is a really nice effect. It would be about 200 feet across and roughly 150 feet tall.
What do you guys use?
The team plays it cool, but just rigging so much gas and explosives in the heat of the desert is potentially lethal.
Complacency is the biggest issue that we all fight, because we get somewhat comfortable with it, and it no longer has quite the mystique, but you always maintain that awareness, because when you see something that maybe a shell that lands on the ground and then goes off, it suddenly reawakens that need to have your head on a swivel.
What this is a real fine titanium mixed around the flash charge. The flash charge normally has enough heat in it to ignite the gasoline, but the added sparks of the titanium will guarantee the ignition of the gasoline. Never had one fail without it, but it's just an insurance policy.
Then you put a lift charge on top of it.
You really did a nice job bagging that.
Didn't I?
Yes.
Isn't it really nice? Then once we get done with that, we put the gas bags on it.
Yeah, we were at the military base doing a war reenactment shot, and the general asked us to create a napalm simulation. So when the plane flies over, the napalm goes off. It was incredible.
When we get to number 19, we'll actually have this fine shit down.
All the way to the end?
The sun is low in the sky, the charges have been checked and rechecked, and now there's just one thing left to do.
Going hot. You might go ahead and count it.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
As you heard last night with the show, the finale, and it was just constant boom, 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 boom. You get the same thing in the military.
You know what the two chemicals together are going to do, and if you don't, then you shouldn't be messing with it, or you should find somebody that does.
Maybe a similar thought would be at a racetrack, that you know you're going to be traveling extremely fast and very close, and yet the people will be pretty relaxed and joke around, but knowing that there's fierce amounts of energy available here, and if it were to be released inappropriately, it could be devastating.
These things are dangerous. You know, if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing, you can definitely be killed.
What we do for the Civil War people is the special effects stuff, and we expect these here to go 30 or 40 feet in the air, and like I said, you can be within 3 foot of these and not get hurt. Men and women in my club that strive to be blown up on the weekends, and they get kind of irate if you do not blow them up. So
this is a week of fun in the sun. You're in Arizona. The rules and the regulations have been relaxed a bit because you are on a controlled site in a controlled environment, and that gives some pyros the opportunity to express their artistic ability.
As the sun starts to beat down on the desert floor, the guys now start to rig up one of this year's most awesome blasts, the Gridlock Sizzler. Ingredients: 4 demolition derby cars, 100 gallons of gas, and 50 pounds of explosives.
This one's one of the lightest ones. Actually, this is just a gas bag in this one. Gas bag with a little BP underneath it. This one over here has 2 charges in it. You've got a bag inside and then another one underneath the hood. So what I'm trying to do is push most of the flame out through the front and out the sides.
Hi, Mom. Come down and play.
This one, what we've done is we've taken and placed 2.5 gallons in a side cushion here. So that way we've got a big flaming effect coming out this way. This is already wired shut, but there's another gallon of gas in the back here along with another charge, which should blow the trunk. Put a nice fireball out this way. What's interesting, we've actually placed these same kind of things throughout all of the cars, so there's nice secondary explosion. Can we get them charged? I want a massive fireball. Like a fireworks show, it's like boom, 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 and grows in intensity.
Where's that, this car? Let's put like 3 in this one.
Okay. Go ahead. Probably more of a hazard to take this stuff out. I don't know what you want to do. You want to say just let it burn?
It's extremely dangerous, and the only reason the camera crew is here is to make you guys happy.
The gas is in place, the charges are set, and the whole shebang is rigged to blow.
Box is hot, box is hot. Life doesn't get much better than this, so. You've got so much heat inside that fire, it's actually feeding itself. It's feeding air to itself. It's causing itself to burn hotter and faster. So it causes a heat vortex. When the pyro's back up, you know it's time to run.
As night falls on the Arizona desert, it's time for the fireworks to begin. John Saunders builds the biggest and best aerial shells. Each one of his ballistic babies is lovingly built by hand and is packed with some seriously hot stuff.
Back a little bit, please.
Steps you make it over months. You make the stars, and you make the next stage, and then when you finally get to the casing and do all the wrapping and put it together, that takes another 4 or 5 days of wrapping paper around it, and it's a long process. When you load these, you always keep your face and your hands away from the top, just in case.
That was beautiful. Homemade shells right there.
Inside the ball is all stars that are made, round stars of rolled powders, of rolled chemicals. Then on the inside of that is a burst charge. And the burst charge, the balls are all set to the outside of the shell, and the burst charge blows everything exactly evenly out. Let's see if she'll rock and roll. Well, this one's powerful enough that we're going to let it off with electricity. We're not going to get close to it and light it by hand.
Then they want me to announce it over the PA.
And this one should go approximately 1,000 to 1,300 feet high. So we're going to see a long time. Then these two ears on the top, what they're going to do, they're called tracers. And they are powders that are going to burn as it goes up, all the way up. These tracers are going to be putting off sparks, so you'll be able to trail it all the way up to the top when it gets to the apex and burst. So you'll be able to watch it all the way up as it goes. It'll have a tail like a comet.
Either a, we have a strain relief cord because you don't want to drop it down with the fuse.
It might break the fuse.
It might break the fuse.
And then inside here is an electric match, which will electrically light the fuse inside so that we can be plenty far away from this baby when she goes. Because if there was ever a problem, we wouldn't want to be around it. Nice fit.
Perfect.
Now Randy's going to set up the electrical here, which is all numbered and goes back to his panel.
Ready to rock and roll. Let's roll.
This is where we cross ourselves.
Yes.
John's shells are now ready to shoot. The firing box is armed, the current on the line is tested, so let the games begin.
Pyromaniac, you know, mad bomber, whatever you want to call us, we do it, but we do it under strict rules, guidelines, and we are licensed by the state, and we have a lot of rules to follow that we can get our license yanked like that.
Well, we love the smell of smoke. We always tell our members, come out and smell the smoke with us. You know, there's an expression that says, "He who hath smelt the smoke is never again free," and it's true.
He builds the biggest man-made rockets in America from his garage in California, and at night he comes out to play. They call him the Rocket Man.
Should go about 4,000 feet, but these are kind of experimental. It may blow, and if it does, it'll go a couple of 100 feet and blow the head off.
That's the problem. Attention, everybody.
Well, after you've been working on them for days, it feels pretty good, you know.
It's hard to capture that chest-thumping boom and excitement, and the people here can be fairly blasé about something going boom, but when, like, one of Bruce's rockets goes up, everybody stops and turns. It just doesn't get old.
Actually, don't tell anyone,